I don't know about you, but we've massively got that Friday feeling today here in the studio. We have. I think it's because it's like the Friday before the weekend, which is going to be the culmination of our anniversary event. We are in the midst, of course, of our £250,000 anniversary giveaway here on Crafters TV, celebrating our first anniversary. This, of course, is Colour Me Happy. It's a great show for you to get involved in, whether that is you colouring along with us, whether that's you downloading the free download from our website and colouring that in with us, whether it's you sending us in all your pictures. Maybe you're going to be commenting on Facebook with us or on YouTube with us to be in with a chance to win that free prize draw. There is a free prize draw in every single show. Details for the download are there along the bottom of your screen. Along the bottom of your screen. Now, I have got not one, but two very special guests with me this afternoon here on Crafters TV. The first one, of course, is my good friend, the lovely Leanne. Leanne, how are you? You are full of that Friday feeling, aren't you?
I am full of joie de vivre today, Joe. I am feeling a little bit bubbly, I have to say. It's because I'm excited about this show. I really am. We've had a fantastic, it's that party feeling, isn't it, for our first anniversary. We've had a wonderful week here on Crafters TV. We're going to round it up with an even better finale, I think, because we've got some fantastic products, amazing demonstrations, and a really lovely supplementary professional artist guest.
Absolutely. We're going to be joined by a very special guest, and I'll tell you more about that in just a second. I just want to let you know what you could be winning in this hour. Every single show that we've brought you across our anniversary event has had amazing bundles of goodies, crafty goodies for you to win, and this hour is no exception. Almost £200 and over $280 worth of colouring awesomeness. Right there, you can see a whole host of different Spectrum Noir elements. Colour blend pencils, colour tint pencils, watercolour pads. You've got metallic markers, metallic pencils, loads in there for you, almost £200 worth. All you need to do is just comment. Comment, it could be anything. You could comment the most obscure thing. You could put blancmange in the comments if you want, and that is your entry sorted out. You could put onomatopoeia, anything. Just give us a wave. Whether you do that on Facebook, we are of course talking about the Crafters TV Facebook live feed. That is where we are monitoring the conversation at the moment, or you can do that across over on YouTube as well. Now, what we've got in this show are some really great watercolouring products for you. What I love about watercolouring is, yes, it is amazing for beginners, but it's actually quite a cost-effective leap into the world of colouring if that's what it's going to be for you. Now, what I've got is a brilliant 4-piece collection on our Spectrum Noir Aqua markers. It's going to get you 24 markers in total. And what you're going to receive in this collection is you're going to get the landscape colours, which are these ones across the top, just here. You're also going to receive the brights, which is this level just here. You're going to get the earths, which is this pack here. And you're going to get the botanicals, which are these ones down here as well. Now, it is part of our giveaway. So, of course, you're getting the botanicals, the brights, and the earth, and we're giving you the landscape totally free of charge, which is awesome. Now, it's already been very busy on these before the show, and I know you're going to love them. What I love about that is that it's a very cost-effective way to get started in the world of watercolour. Now, maybe pens isn't your style. Maybe pencils are more your forte. Well, we've got you covered there as well, because we've got an amazing collection of our colour blend pencils. Now, our colour blend pencils are an artist grade watercolour pencil. They are absolutely beautiful. Leanne will take you through what makes these so amazing as we go through the show. You've got 3 different collections in here. So you've got the naturals, you've got 24 pencils in each. So you're getting a lot here within this collection. You're actually getting 72 pencils in here. The naturals, you're also going to get the florals, and we're also going to give you the essentials as well. Now, it is the florals that you're getting free of charge in this configuration. $59.98 or $79.90 to get you all of those pencils. It is exceptional value for money that we are offering you right there. Now, we've got some brilliant deals for you on our liquid inks. Now, our liquid inks come to you in beautiful pots, and it means that, especially if you want to do different techniques like I don't know, string pull techniques or shaving foam techniques, you can do all of those things as well. So this is how they come to you. I'm going to run you through the different ones that you've got in this collection. So in this collection here, you're going to get afternoon tea. You're also going to get this one, which is your metallics, and you're going to get the falling leaves as well. There is a second collection available for you as well. Let me just share with you what you're going to get in that one. I've got some swatches for you for this one. You're also going to get winter warmers in this collection. I love that, really bold brights there. You're going to get the vintage chic, which is very classy, and you're going to get the shades of spring as well. So they're the two different options. Again, they are a water-based ink for you, and we're going to be looking at all of them as we go through the show. Loads of people saying hi already. I can see Dora's in from sunny Scotland. Tim and Tracy Carter are saying hello as well. Cindy is here. She's saying that she loves me and Leanne together. Well, you're going to be in for a treat today. We've definitely got that Friday feeling going on. And Diana saying, hi, Joe and Leanne. I'm ready to learn something new. Thank you for all of the teaching. Right, we're going to meet our special guest in just a second, Leanne, but before we do, can you just sort of whet our appetite a little bit as to what we can expect from the next couple of hours here on Crafters TV?
Absolutely. We're going to be having a look at techniques with our watercolour mediums, and we're going to start off with our watercolour markers. We're going to be looking at how to do resist techniques. That is not a white piece of cardstock, that is for the resist technique. We're going to be doing looking at how to do lovely wash backgrounds and for bleaching. We're going to look at how we can do the spritzing technique. We're going to look at how we can do the water drag technique, and we're also going to be doing some colouring and for bleaching as well. We're going to be having a look at lots of different things and how you can use the markers in their basic form when you get them home, and then we're going to be looking at some more advanced techniques as well.
Awesome. It's going to be a fun-filled couple of hours here on Crafters TV. Any questions that you might have as we go through, you can always pop them into me. I'm monitoring the conversation on the Crafters TV Facebook live feed and also the YouTube comments as well. And remember, even just by asking a question, you'll get an entry into that prize draw, which is amazing. Right, without further ado, we are now going to meet our special guest. Now, before we do, I just wanted to share with you and remind you about this. Do you remember our watercolour discovery kit from Spectrum Noir, and how we always talk about that these are put together by fabulous artists? Well, this one was put together by the lovely Bonita Malby. So when we knew that we were doing a watercolour, Colour Me Happy, we thought, who better and more qualified is there than the gorgeous Bonita to have with us on the show? So that is what we do, and Bonita is here with us right now. Bonita, how are you? It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us in the Crafters TV studio.
Hi.
How are you getting on there?
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
Good.
I'm so glad we've been able to organise you joining us here in the studio. I know you're coming to us from the Royal Tunbridge Wells, which is very nice. A very wet Tunbridge Wells, I'm guessing.
A very damp. It's a cross between damp, sunny, thundery, sunny. I think all we're missing is the snow, and then we've had all 4 seasons. So unpredictable.
Unpredictable indeed, I think, is that sums up our British summer, really, doesn't it? And it's a bank holiday, so we'd expect nothing less. Now, Bonita, I know the discovery kit that you brought to us has been so incredibly popular, and having a look through your socials as well, loads of beautiful work that you share with us. How did you get started with colouring and your sort of artistry journey? How did it all begin for you?
Well, I've always been creative, even when I was little, and my favourite colouring books were things like the Flower Fairies. And I would always spend hours colouring them in, and then, you know, you go to school, you do your exams, you have to grow up a bit, get a job, and then it just sort of died down a bit. And then about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, things just sort of happened again. And a friend of mine tried these pens, and I was like, I've got to have a go. I've got to have a go. And I got them when they were on special offer. And the very first thing I done completely got me hooked. And they are one of my most favourite watercolour mediums that I ever use. And I use them weekly, almost daily, because they're just amazing. And I found actually with the pens that they give me the ability to have a bit more freedom with my art. And I think because they're so fun, they then get a little bit addictive, and then you do loads and loads of art with it. So the more I did, the more I ended up building a portfolio, I guess, and then a bit of a following, and then people wanted to buy some bits, and it all just sort of rolled on from there, really.
So is watercolour then like your jam? Is that totally your, like, you did it and you were hooked on it and now that's become your thing?
No, funny enough, I suppose my base really is actually realism, drawing with coloured pencils.
Okay.
And illustration, and I launched a colouring book a few years ago with illustrations and things in it. So it's sort of led on from that, I guess. But where I spend hours doing realism and things like that, where you're sort of going in really, really tiny details, then being able to go on and do something like the watercolor, you just have this freedom of expression that you don't have with coloring pencils. And it's almost like my zen. I get to release and have fun and just be really relaxed with the art.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Exactly, and it is most definitely probably my second most favourite medium to use. The first is colour pencils, always been my first love, but the watercolour pencils, and actually most of the products that you're showing today, they can be intermingled, and I actually use them as bases to then work with colour pencils over the top, so they're so versatile.
How easy is it for someone to start watercolouring, would you say? Because I know we bring you lots of different colouring mediums here at Crafters TV, but is watercolouring daunting, or is it actually quite a good starting point for someone maybe that is starting their colouring journey?
Okay, to begin with, people do feel it's daunting, and I think because people only really ever see the final result, that they're like, I'm never going to be able to achieve that. But actually, these pens make it so simple. I was never a watercolorist before I got hold of these pens. And these pens allowed me to develop and grow my style. Because as with anything you do, you don't suddenly become a chef. You have to learn how to become a chef and how to use the right tools to get the job done. And that's exactly how it is with watercolor. My kids absolutely adore these pens as well. So, I would say by the end of this show that whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, and advanced, whether, it doesn't matter whether you're young, old, anybody can have a go. The first thing you need to do is completely wipe the slate and say to yourself, I'm just going to have fun. That's the most important thing before you do anything.
Awesome. Right, now I know you're going to be spending the next couple of hours with us, what we're really, really excited about. I know you're going to be sharing some tips and hints and techniques as we go through the show. Have you got any sort of bits of your work to hand at the moment that you'd like to sort of maybe give us a sneaky peek at before we get into anything?
I have. I've actually got the original artwork that I did for the kits, if you wanted to.
Oh, I'd love to
those.
see that. I really would.
I really had great fun working out because I wanted to do something that I knew that everybody could have a go at. And again, beginners, intermediate, advanced, it doesn't matter. You can all have a go at these because they look advanced, but actually they're so simple to do. So the frog, I absolutely love frog. They're so cute.
I love how much texture is in the frog, because I think sometimes with watercolour, you think about it being maybe a bit washed out or pared back, but that's got so much sharp, fine detail, hasn't it?
That is the joy of these pens, because you get the double-ended nibs on them. You've got the nice, almost lining side of it, which I've done like on the mouth here, for example. And just, I'll show you through the show with regards to getting some of these textures, but actually I get so many textures in the watercolor because I think it adds so much more interest to it. Say for example here with the Bird of Paradise. Again, these are all done with just the colours that come in the kit. And I specifically chose those colours because I knew that you could get a real versatile range of colours. If you are a bit worried about starting, this is a brilliant starter kit because it means that you don't have to think about all the other colours. You can just concentrate on what you have and just play with it. And just have fun with it.
Loads of people, loads of love in the comments for absolutely everything so far, Bonita. Right, I think what we're going to do is then, Bonita, we're going to set you off. I know we're going to be coming back to you throughout the show, so we'll join Bonita again as we go through the rest of the show. We're going to drop in on you and see what you're up to, which will be lovely. Loads of you commenting away, loads of questions coming in. It definitely is going to be one of those shows, guys, where it generates a lot of questions. I think all the knowledge that Leanne is going to share with you and all the knowledge that Bonita's going to share with you is going to prompt you to want to ask a lot of questions. And really, Colour Me Happy is the most interactive show we have of the week. So it is your perfect opportunity to get involved. You can either put questions into the comments on Facebook or on YouTube. You can email us your questions and comments if you want to as well by emailing studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. You can also send your pictures there to us. Now, it doesn't matter if it's watercolour or alcohol markers, metallic markers, anything you've been colouring, I would love to see it because we get so many photos and pictures during the show. I'd love to be able to share them with everyone so we can all see what everyone's been up to. And remember also, get that free colouring download. We release a new colouring download every single week over on our website. You need to go to crafterscompanion.co.uk. On the home screen there, you will see Colour Me Happy and you'll be able to grab that awesome download. Right, I'm going to trawl through the hundreds of comments that are already coming in, Leanne. And remember, you're getting 24 pence for that price there on your screen. And I always think, Leanne, a really great value for money starting point are Aqua markers if you were looking for somewhere to start your colouring journey. Because you can go out and spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and absolutely it is worth it. But if you wanted to try, this would be a great start, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely, Jo. And I always say, I agree with Bonita wholeheartedly. I always say to everybody, if you are starting your colouring journey, start with watercolour, because it's actually the easiest and most forgiving and the one that you need to practice the least, because you just need to slap a bit of colour down, move it about with some water, and you will get a really beautiful, impressive result. And whether the finished thing looks impressionistic or whether the finished thing looks like a beautiful piece of art that could hang on a wall, it really doesn't matter. You just get that really lovely effect from all of our watercolour mediums here at Spectrum Noir. We really do. Now, the Aqua markers themselves are, I think, one of the most convenient delivery systems that we have for any kind of colouring medium. The Aqua markers are a double-ended pen. I'll put that the right way up so you can read it. A double-ended pen. You've got a brush nib and you've got a fine nib for fine detail. The brush nib is a beautiful, soft, fibrous nib which delivers really even beautifully intense water-based dye colour. And then you've got that really fine detail pen point here which delivers the same ink, the same beautiful watercolour ink, but in a much finer way so that you can get the detail work into whatever you're working on. Now, just to show you how they move, one of the things, if you're investing today and you are going for some watercolours, get the brushes. You need the brush detail, you need the brush set, you need all of them, because they each have a different place in your stash. And it's my preference always to use a paint brush with a pot of water rather than a brush that's filled with a reservoir in that runs out, because you have no control. You get all of the control with these brushes and they really are fantastic.
And you're getting five, and you get the ½ an inch, the ¾ inch, then you get the 6, the 8 and the 3 as well. They're the sizes that you're getting in there.
Now I'm just going to put some colour down onto my card directly with this pen, and I'm using the landscape selection, I believe, and this is Lake Blue. So I'm using watercolour card, and I would always use watercolour card when I'm using this type of marker and this type of effect. And what I want to do is show you that just by adding the water, that colour starts to move immediately for you and you can dilute it down. Now you can go directly onto the cardstock with this if you want to, but you can also start to use different craft mats as a palette, and it will move an awful long way. What you can do is colour onto your glass mat or craft mat with that colour if you'd like to, and you can pick that colour up with your brush and paint that onto your artwork. Really simple to do. And you see a little bit really does go an awful long way. Now, what I really love about these markers is the fact that you're not just stuck, and this is the pure joy of watercolour. Again, Bonita referred to that, and I'm sure she'll show us when she talked about her discovery kit and choosing the colours in the discovery kit to give you the possibility to make many different colours. So two of the markers from Bonita's discovery kit is a Kingfisher Blue and also a Sunflower, I believe, there's no glasses on, Sunshine Yellow. So I'll colour that below so you can see it there, the Sunshine Yellow there. Now, what you can do with your damp paint brush, if you want to, is pick up those colours and paint them onto your work. You can see that there. And then I'll do the same with the yellow, so just cleaning my brush off for now. Pick up the yellow and I can paint the yellow on here, and you see I've got lovely bright vibrant colour that I'm able to paint on with my swatches. However, what I can do if I want is mix those two together, and now I've got the most beautiful green by just mixing those two colours together. And what you'll notice is the quality of our dye-based ink here, these two colours have not split into the sum of their parts. So you haven't got green with a blue halo or a yellow interior. It has mixed beautifully to give you that colour. Now additionally, what I like to do is use my peat pen. Where is it? Come back to me. Here, no, I've got it here. I'll use Bark instead. So I use my bark marker, so you can use black or a dark brown or a deep purple to do this if you want to. And then by adding a little bit of that into the mix, so if I scribble some there, and then I mix that into the green I've just mixed, and I bring this alongside, you'll see I've got a much more olivey vintage tone to that green that I mixed. And I can change that intensity of colour by adding more of the darker colour in to that mix if I want to. And you'll see putting that there, I've now got a really olive coloured green that I could use in my artwork if I want to. So the possibilities to mix your new colours are absolutely exceptional with these markers as well, Jo. I've got a little image here that I want to show you, because actually for us non-artists who just like to colour some pretty things, these are fantastic, and you can go direct to the stamped image if you want to, and it's really, really easy. So I've just got two colours of marker here. I've got my Kingfisher and Alpine Green, and what I'm going to do is just add some of that colour to my butterfly stamp that I've got here. So I'm adding, sorry Jo.
That's okay, lots of questions coming in. What cardstock are you using? Seems to be a very popular one. And also people using about what ink pad you would use to stamp out your stamped imagery with these.
Okay, so I'm using watercolour card. I always use a watercolour card when I'm using watercolour product. The clue is in the title, watercolour products, watercolour card. And then in terms of ink, my go-to, my preference is to use our Finesse waterproof ink pads.
Awesome.
And what that means is you get a beautiful, crisp, clean stamped line, and you can throw all of the water you want in your stamped project at this, and you will not get any blurring, smudging or movement of that line. Now you see, all I did was add a little scribble of colour from the green and the blue onto that stamped image. I've used a damp paint brush, and I've just been able to drag that out. If I wanted to put another little colour in here, let's go with a nice pink. I want to go with a nice bold pink in here. And we're going to pop this on. Let's pop the pink in here and just go around the edge. To watercolour that out, again, a damp brush, not a wet brush. So I always put it in the water pot, show you here, pop it in the water pot, touch the brush to a piece of kitchen towel, which takes the excess water off, and then that gives you control to drag and manipulate that colour and paint it out, which gives you that lovely watercolour effect. I know Bonita Jo has so much more to show you than I have here. She's got some of her fabulous animals, but she's also got the most amazing sunsets and with kind of dark sky and orange and yellow in. I've seen a sneak peek of them, and she absolutely has to show you how to do that because they look amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Very busy already on these Aqua markers. Now we're going to cross back over we're going to go direct from Newton Aycliffe to Royal Tunbridge Wells. We're going to cross back over to Bonita. Now, Bonita, you must get asked so much about sort of when you're watercolouring or just about, you know, colouring and stuff in general. Have you got like top tips, you know, like 3 hard and fast rules when it comes to, you know, do's and don'ts with watercolouring?
Yes. The first one, absolutely, before anything else, is make sure you use the right paper. If you use the wrong paper, they just will not react the way that watercolour should. Watercolour paper is built specifically to be able to handle the water medium and spread the colour around. So if anybody's had trouble with it, change the pad that you use, the paper that you use. It doesn't matter what product of watercolour I'm using, I will always use the Spectrum Noir watercolour pads because they are fantastic. And if you're somebody who wants to go a little bit further and scan in your artwork because it's nice bright white, it's actually really good for that. The second one is to use a synthetic brush, so the brushes that you've got available today, because they hold less water. If you use a specific watercolour brush, then you find that they hold too much water and you have a bit less control over your colours. And the third one, is to swatch. And I know it sounds really basic, but you have to swatch your colours before you do anything else because it teaches you how they react, what colours they will blend out to, how far you can blend them out, and it gets you used to your tools as well. So they're definitely my 3 top tips.
So swatching would just be like basically creating something like that then, is that what you mean by swatching?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because like my little swatch here, I've actually got an entire book that I swatch. But even if you have like a project in mind, say for example, when I was having a think about what I was going to do with you guys today, I had a few projects in mind. I've just swatched out the colours I was thinking of using because I wanted to see how they react. And once you get used to using them for a while, you won't have to second guess yourself. It would just be an automatic thing. So swatching really is vital, and it's worth, whether you've got the pencils, the pens, even the ink pads, because they react differently on different types of paper. And again, how much water you apply. So it really is worth swatching, probably the most important thing to do, actually.
Awesome. Leanne was sort of teasing us there, if you will, about some of your gorgeous artwork that she absolutely loves. I know you've got some stuff to hand. I was seeing stuff in the other monitor, sneaky peek, a little moment ago there, and it looked very exciting.
Okay. So I'll show you some things that I have done with the pens. And I want to show you this one because this will lead on in a moment. But this was the very, very first image I ever did with the Aqua markers. And this is what got me hooked because just saw, isn't it? I mean, I just saw how they reacted to each other and how much control you could have over them. And even things like little bits of texture just coming out. And I have to confess, I have a confession to make, that this was actually done purely to recover from an accident. Not that there are any accidents in art, by the way, or crafting. It's all a happy act, it's meant to be. And because I accidentally went over the edge, I thought, you know what? I quite like the idea of doing some extra bits and bobs to give it more interest. So that's sort of how that came about. And that is what got me hooked. But I mean, these sort of things here, I did this on a live feed, and this was done within an hour. So, when you get the hang of the tools, you really can produce some things pretty quickly. And they don't all have to be big either. You can do...
Bonita, Leanne in the studio is mouthing at me, just sort of camera. She's like, that's amazing. She's mouthing at me. You like that one, don't you, Leanne?
I love that flamingo. I would have that blown up on my living room wall. In fact, I'll just have it like that.
Turned out really well. I just wanted to show people how from simply using 3 colours. So that was done using 3 colours and the textures and things that you can get from them. I mean, the sunset.
These are what I love. Look at those.
You don't have to do bits of art. How cool would that look on a card?
Absolutely. I love that one. The orange and the yellow with the black is just delicious.
The vibrancy of the colours are second to none. I absolutely adore the vibrancy and the pigments of the colours. They really are. I'd love to be right there, right now. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah,
Pina
beautiful.
Colada.
Oh, take me there now. I mean, if we could fly somewhere, I'd go right this moment, Bonita. And I think the thing is, with watercolour, what we think is, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, we think vases of flowers, very muted, very washed out, very pared back. I think when you start to see the vibrancy, the texture, and sort of how bold they can be, it gives you a real new dimension, doesn't it?
Oh, most definitely. I think you're right. I think when you think of watercolour, you think of very traditional landscapes and quite washed out images, and you lose that sense of actually, it's not really so much what you can do with them, but what you can achieve in the sense of, what you have in your head. Some people can find it really hard to get down. But when you have something like watercolour, you just make a mess. It really doesn't, if you don't like it, it goes in the drawer.
Oh, I'm great at making a mess, Bonita. It's one thing that I do particularly well. Pretty good at cups of tea, Eurovision knowledge, and mess. They're my 3 go-to things at the moment. Right, Bonita, I know you're going to sort of work on something throughout the show. So would you like to explain to us what you're going to be up to for the rest of the show?
Okay, so what I showed you earlier with regards to this whale, I class it as a galaxy whale. I have a thing about drawing whales and colouring them in because I think they are just absolutely stunning and incredibly easy to do. And I think that's what I want to do today, is I want to take that fear away from these types of colours.
You want, hang on, Leanne's chiming in. You want to see what was what?
I want to see what was under that whale.
What was under the whale?
There was a merman or something.
A merman?
There was it was a blue person.
Oh, the lady, yes.
There was a blue person.
Look
at that.
How ethereal is that?
That's immense.
That is amazing.
So you can do abstract, you can do realism, you can just have fun with it, you can just, you know, make little fun sketches, and I don't. There's just so much you can do with them. There really, really is. And as I say, I know they seem intimidating, but the best thing you can do is just put everything you think is going to happen away, lock it in a box, get rid of that, just get some paper in front of you, get the pens out, and just play with them. And, you know, you just then learn how they work.
Awesome. Right, sorry for that. We
these...
hijacked your demonstration there. Sorry about that.
Right. I'm hoping you can see it okay.
Yeah, we can see that.
This is actually, oh, brilliant. It's another top tip. If you're going to do some sketches like this in the watercolour, grab your watercolour pencils, if you have them, or a watercolour medium that you then sketch your drawing in, because then when you come to do your watercolour over the top, it blends that colour out.
Oh,
so if you have something
tip.
that matches. So I've done purple because the colour I'm going to be working on are probably going to be the hot pink, the Prussian blue, sunshine, and maybe a bit of marine. And I'm going to create this sort of galaxy effect, but I just want to show you how easy it is to achieve it without having to have any prior knowledge of watercolour at all.
Awesome. Okie doke.
Right,
so are we going
to... hang on a bit?
If we're going to... I'll tell you what we'll do then. If you start off and just let us know kind of what you're going to be up to, and what we'll do is we'll carry on with the show. And if you reach... When you reach the critical points that you need us, wave, blow a whistle, throw lemons and oranges, and we'll come back to you. How does that sound?
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yes. All right. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Okay.
Awesome. Right, I want to just quickly remind you everything that you've got on the show available to you, because we've got lots of different watercolour mediums for you. So you can go, I would say, I think I'm pretty right in saying the most popular way, and also just because it is such a cost-effective way of getting started, would be the Aqua markers that we've got on the show for you today as well. And the reason for that is, of course, we are in the midst of our £250,000 giveaway. So we're going to give you the landscape ones for free as part of this configuration. Now you've got 4 different sets included within here. You've got the botanicals, you've also got the earth tones that you can see there. You're going to get the brights in here, and you're also going to get the landscape as well. So we've really got you covered. We're giving you a really great broad spectrum of colours to get you started, which is brilliant. I'm only going to charge you for 3 of the sets, but we're going to send you 4, which I think is very generous of us, if I may say so myself. So when it comes to the colours that you're getting, these are them. So these are your landscapes, which you've got at the top just here. Then this one down here, this selection is your brights, as you can see. This one here is your earth tones that you've got. And then finally, you're going to get the botanicals in here as well. Now, there are so many different techniques that you can do with these. I would always say, definitely check our YouTube channel. Obviously, make sure you either share this if you're watching this on Facebook, or click the top right corner and save this. If you're watching it on YouTube, definitely bookmark it so you can come back and watch it later once you've got your pens home to you. And there's a couple of more Colour Me Happy tutorials we've already done. They're always available to view over on our website. You can also, of course, go over to our YouTube channel, check our website where you'll find lots of tutorials as well. So that's the Aqua markers. That's if you want to do your watercolour pens. If you prefer the idea of a pencil when it comes to watercolour, don't worry, we've also got you totally covered there as well. You're going to get 72 pencils in here. You've got 3 different collections coming your way. So I'll just quickly run you through the swatches that you've got. $59.98 if you're in the UK, $79.90. You've got the naturals, you've got the florals. I love this. This is very like, I'm seeing like Asian beach holiday, somewhere like Thailand. You know, the hotel lobbies have these amazing floral displays. That is gorgeous. And you've got the essentials, which are going to be great for all of your kind of day in, day out jobs as well. All of them for $59.98 or $79.90, which is a really amazing price there. Very busy across all of them. Now, let me just quickly see what our people are up to in the comments. Leah says, I need this show so much. Tracy says, super prize. Looking forward to learning more with Leanne. Remember as well that all you need to do to enter that prize draw is comment. That's all you need to do. Pop us a question, pop us a comment on Facebook or over on YouTube, and we're going to be giving away a bumper selection of colouring mediums. Carol's just become a platinum member. Go Carol. La Quieta says, I'm excited. This is the first time I caught this live. And also Nicole asks, it's a good question for Leanne actually, how many Aqua pens are there total? Are there another 12 or another 24, sorry Leanne?
We've got 96 in total.
Oh, definitely more than that then. Yeah, so it really was something that can grow with you. Remember, you can mix your own colours as well. Right, we're going to cross back to Bonita. She's waved, she's blown her whistle, and we're heading back over. How are you getting on there, Bonita?
I thought I'd best show you this, so I didn't want to get onto the painting stage without you seeing what I'd done here.
Oh, wow.
And this technique you can use with anything you've drawn or even stamped images. It doesn't
We're just seeing Leanne's face there. Are you okay, Leanne?
Yeah.
It looks amazing, doesn't it?
Gosh. See, if I did that, I'd put it in the bin.
Is grabbed the colours I want to use, and I've randomly, I say randomly, I will put blue next to pink because we know that makes purple. I will put blue next to the pink, yellow, sorry, next to the pink because we know it'll make orange. What I don't tend to do is put things like the yellow and the purples together because it tends to make mud. But you'll get to know that. So that's all I've done is I've put blotches of colour on it. And I'm going to use a number 10 brush, which I think you get in your kit, don't you?
Indeed.
And all I'm going to do is don't oversaturate your brush, but don't have it too dry either, because what you want to do is get it flowing. And all I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a sweeping motion. I'm going to dab down onto the top. I'm hoping you can see this okay. Oh. And as I dab, it just helps to blend the colours together without them going really muddy. And what you need to do is learn, you just got to learn to lose control, because that's the best thing about it.
Leanne's about to lose control, and I think she likes it, Bonita.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. This is what I mean by letting go and just relaxing, having some nice music on in the background, maybe something on the TV you like watching. And you'll see I'm starting to add more water, and that's because I want it to almost flood around. And a little bit of a technique that you can do, as I always use the pen for this, is any excess water or ink you may have on your brush, if you just tap
love that,
over where you want to go, then it gives, this is how I create the texture in the paintings. So I just wanted to show you that before I sort of went too far and you hadn't quite realised how I got to that stage. So that's all you do, is you dab rather than sweep, if that makes sense.
I think you've inspired Leanne. As soon as Leanne's had a little look at what you're doing, and then there was a flurry of activity on the other side of the studio. So let's see what Leanne's up to. So Leanne's gone for a slightly different colourway.
Perfect.
I think mine might be play school. Today, Hamble, through the round window, you can see an impressionistic whale.
Now, if only I was, I don't know if we had Attenborough in the studio, I might be able to identify that breed of whale there, Leanne, but I'm not sure I'm quite qualified.
I don't think anybody's seen this breed of whale anywhere in their life ever, to be fair, Joe.
It's looking absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving it.
It's just such
Bonita,
a nice way to get everything blended.
Yes, absolutely. And it really does give you such a great effect. I do love that. Bonita, we're going to come and check in with you very, very soon. We're about that. I need to dive into the comments as well, because there's loads of people saying that you're loving this so much, learning so much, says Hillary. Tracy saying, I love my CC Aqua markers. Can't wait to learn some new techniques. Loretta's saying, 2 awesome demonstrators. Betsy saying, great tips. This inspires me to pull out my aqua markers and keep playing. And Julia saying, I love the fact that Crafter's Companion brings in artists to give some tips and tricks to us as well. Absolutely wonderful. You need to see Leanne's face. Do you think it's... Maybe you just need to... Maybe the colour combo needs a bit of work, Leanne.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right,
I'll
anyway.
keep practicing.
Very busy on the pencils. Details on your screen for the pencils at the moment. Also very busy for the Aqua markers as well, which is what we've been using primarily so far in the show. $38.97 or $53.85 if you want to go for those. Right, we're going back to Leanne. How are you getting on, Leanne?
I feel like I need to go home. I feel like I've let myself down.
No.
I do. No, I don't. I don't. I think we're going to have a look now with the Aqua. I'm going to stick with Aqua markers because I want to show you a couple of different ways you can use them with rubber stamps and how I would do a background. And I've used all my bits of card following Bonita. I mean, that was my first attempt. I'm going to use.
Is it?
Hey, you don't have to take so much glee. I'm
Is
going
it
to
a
pass you a
bird?
pen.
Is it a plane? Who knows?
Who knows what it is? I'm going to pass that Joe around with the pen.
Do you know what? It's a really good point though, because someone has said in the comments, what do we do if we can't sketch? Which is a great point, Leanne, isn't it? What
Yes.
can we do if we can't sketch?
Get a rubber stamp.
Get a rubber stamp. There you go.
Get a rubber stamp because I can't sketch. I can't sketch, which is I think some kind of rap thing, but I can't sketch either. And really, I've tried. Now, I think the other thing I do is I trace. So if there's a whale image in like a wildlife book that I've got at home or something like that, I would just go around the rough outline and get that on my card because I really try hard to sketch and it's not something that comes very easily to me. So I would use a rubber stamp or I would trace over a rough image, just an outline to get me where I need to be. What we're going to have a look at now is just how to create a really lovely brush background to be able to display your artwork. So I'm using a really nice bright blue and a bright pink. I've got a damp brush and a dry piece of card, and all you need to do is brush this on. And the colour vibrancy in these markers is absolutely amazing. I love them, Joe. The colour will go and go and go, and you just keep scribbling more onto your surface that you need, and you can build the intensity of that colour up if you'd like to. It's really easy to do, and you can see how you can take, just with a little bit more water and a little bit of brushing, you can bring the intensity of that colour down. What I then like to do is turn my card around, and with the other colour that I've scribbled onto my mat, which is the pink in this instance, I will start from the other side. So I'll pick my colours up, start from the other side and start to brush that in, and I just keep adding a little bit more water if that's what I want. If I want the colour to be a little bit more intense, I'll scribble a little bit more of that colour down onto my mat.
I see what Bonita meant about doing a swatch then, because that definitely looks redder on the card, doesn't it, than it does in the pen?
In the pen, absolutely it does. And it changes depending on how much water you add to it, whether you're putting it with another colour. And what I'm going to do here is cross these two colours over in the centre. And you see what I get is then a transition from the pink all the way through to a lighter pink and then into kind of a lilac-y mauve, and then back into that blue, and that just gives me a lovely wash of colour. And that could be the background for some palm trees, you know, something like that, some little florals, just some silhouettes of florals, something, you know, some mermaid stamps, whatever little stamps you've got, and you'll get that lovely sunset look, which you can then just put your stamps on. And that's my favourite thing to do with aqua markers, because I feel that makes me look like an artist without actually having to be an artist. The next thing you can do with this is faux bleach if you want to, and so I just pick up some water on my fingers and I flick it at the cardstock. You can do it with a brush if you want to. What happens then is the water starts to pick up the ink from the surface of the card, and then when you blot that away with a piece of tissue paper, that's where you get that lovely textured faux bleaching look. And again, that would be really nice with your silhouettes behind, if that's what you want to do. And I really love those kind of hot colours in there. I do think that looks really lovely, and it does look a little bit like a desert island, doesn't it?
It looks beautiful. That's
what I do for a wash, Joel. The next thing I do, when I said I get a rubber stamp, I'll just show you very, very quickly if that's okay. And I'm going to do it on the back.
Oh, absolutely. You've got loads of time.
Have I? Good, because I'm desperate for Bonita to show you not just that animal, one of the, you know, that lovely
sunset.
Yes. We really need to see how to do that if Bonita doesn't mind. I mean, I think it would be amazing.
Bonita's still going to be here at 10:30 tonight, isn't she?
She
With
really
us
is.
just on Skype taking us through the different techniques.
She really is. And if we could just send someone out for some takeout.
Yes, that'd be great.
Send somebody out for pizza and gin.
Pizza and gin, that'd be nice.
Nice little bit of Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes, maybe a sticky toffee pudding to finish
Sticky toffee pudding. I haven't made one. I'll do that next time.
What a Friday night.
And then we'll just stay here all night and Bonita can just give us all a complete 5-hour tutorial.
Sounds
I would
perfect.
stay for that. I really would. Well, obviously I need it. Never mind would stay for it. But I think it's great, isn't it? It just challenges you. And you know, I would never have been brave enough to try that with the whale before, Joe. But you know, now I'm a bit like a dog with a rag. You know what I'm like. So now I'll be doing whales.
Someone's suggesting in the comment that you
constantly.
didn't get great success because you used a flat brush and not a round brush in the comments.
Oh, is that what it is?
I'm not sure if it was. When we check in with Bonita in a
Let's
few
check
minutes,
with
I'll
Bonita.
ask her.
Yeah, do, because I'd like to know. So I've just coloured my rubber stamp in there with my aqua markers. I'm now going to huff, which is a technical term for blow on the stamp. What that does is just the moisture and the heat from your breath gives you enough to get that lovely stamped image. So I've got that there now, and there's a couple of different things I can do with this. I can use my small rounded brush that comes in that collection, and I can just drag this colour out. And when I drag this colour out, you see I'm able to not lose the detail in the rows, but I'm able to get, by just dragging the colour from the stamped edges, that lovely painterly watercolour rose effect. And that's what I think makes me look like an artist. And this is what I do at home with my aqua markers. And then actually I'm going to be doing this continuing, but I'm going to be practicing alongside what Bonita's just been showing us, because I'd really like to be able to do that, and I want to build up to doing that flamingo and putting it on my wall. Really, I do.
Can you make me one for my wall?
I will, yes.
Okay.
I'll not the first couple of goes because it won't look anything like a flamingo. But once I've got it mastered, Joe, I'll make us matching flamingo prints.
Okay.
Now, if you don't want to do that with the brush, then you can use your spritzer, and you can get more of a, you know, when Bonita was saying she did the little random bits coming out the way of the silk, she made a mistake. Well, I do this with my spritzer. And so what I do is I spritz, and you see how it then moves, and you get that lovely ethereal look where the paint all starts to move. And then when it dries, you can get this kind of look. But if you just continue dragging the ink out, you get this kind of look. So that's what I like to do, and that's what I think makes me look a little bit cleverer than I am.
It looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, it really does. And it comes from a stamped image as well. So as someone was asking there in the comments, rather than using a sketched image, you absolutely can use a stamped image if you want. In fact, do you know what? We've got some brilliant stamps available on the show for you. Shall I share with you the stamp collections that we've got? This one here is the floral and butterfly. Let me try that again. This one here is the floral and butterfly collection. You've got 34 elements within here, which is great. Some rubber stamps, some acrylic stamps. So a good mix there as well. 1996 or 2089 if you're in the US there. We've also got the Crafter's Companion Decorative Floral Word Stamp 8-piece collection for you. These are great because they're quite a big sizes. You can't really see there, but you would stamp these and then that's pretty much a card front done, or a good sized substantial topper, I'd say. $29.94 or $41.94 if you want to get all 8 of those, which makes them really good value for money. Loads of you commenting away. We look at you, Leanne, like you are looking at Bonita, says Jill, which is a lovely thing to say, isn't it?
Bless her.
Cindy says, I've tried this technique after watching one of the colouring shows and I spritzed over with the sparkle. It came out so pretty. What a great idea. I would never have thought of doing that before. Regina is saying, I have these markers. I'm learning so many different ways of using them. So thank you, team. Kay saying as well, can't think of a better way to start my day than with you guys. Vanessa asked, good question, Leanne. Can the aqua markers be refilled?
No, the aqua markers are not refillable because of the because of how volatile the ink is, because of getting the right amount in, not having it all run away. It's not like an alcohol marker where you can refill them. So the markers are, use them, and then when you've used it and you've dried it out, you need to get a new marker.
Awesome. Paula is saying Aquablend pencils was where I started. Then Craft Explosion happened and now I'm dabbling in all the mediums. I don't think you are alone there. Right, we're going to cross back to Bonita. Bonita, I've got a couple of questions for you actually coming in from viewers, if it's okay. A couple of different things. So firstly, Susan asks, how are you keeping your colour inside the lines when you're doing something like the whale?
Okay, so that is a technique that I was actually going to discuss. So this is perfect time. There's two techniques that you can use in watercolor, and one is called wet on dry, and then one is called wet on wet. So if you work with a wet medium, so a wet brush, but on dry paper, you can completely control where the ink goes. I have actually got, if it's okay, maybe just do a very quick demo.
Absolutely, we'd love to see that.
Okay, so this is my wet on dry section. So I'm just going to do some colour straight onto the paper, and then I'll pull it out with the brush. So we'll just pull that out as normal. And you'll see that I can completely control where any of that colour goes. It doesn't just flow out. Where you then do wet on wet, you would wet your paper first, and this is perfect for the aqua tint pots actually, not so much the pens. I would do what Leanne has suggested, put some colour on a tile or a piece of acetate, then lift that up and then work on it, and you'll get a much lighter colour, so it's much more saturated. And what that then does is it just spreads wherever it wants to go. So if you want to really control where that colour goes, work on dry paper, but keep your brush nice and moist. And then if you want to lose control, either spritz like Leanne did, or just maybe wet the paper first.
Absolutely beautiful. I love that. It's a great explanation as well as to those sort of two different styles and techniques that you've got there. Okay, how are you getting on with your, how's your whale coming along, Bonita?
He's pretty much ready for detail, and I'm hoping that Leanne's would have changed by the time she's had a play with hers as well. And that's the other thing with these pens. Walk away for a few minutes, even if it's just to go make a cup of tea or a bit of lunch or something. Then come back, because the water's had time to disperse through the paper and carry the colour. So a bit like if you've ever done acrylic pouring, it never stays the way you expect it to. So give it a bit of time to move around and dry, and then you'll find actually, because it dries lighter as well, it's very different to how you left it. And that's what I love, because it can be unpredictable. So he is ready for the detail.
Awesome.
How's yours looking, Leanne?
So Leanne's, how is yours looking, Leanne?
I gave up. I'm starting a new one. I've got a new fresh piece of paper. I think my colour choices weren't great, so I've got my Aqua Blend pencil, and I'm trying a new one.
Brill. Definitely, someone said about a flat brush. Definitely use a round brush.
Awesome.
A round brush with your dabbing motion will help keep everything sort of where you want it. So
awesome.
This is, when you get the detail in, this is where the other end of your pens will work really, really well, or your aqua pencil. So it really depends on what you prefer to use.
Awesome. So did you want to share with us what that next sort of technique step will be then, Bonita, and then we'll set you off if that's all right?
Yeah, of course. So I think for today I'm going to actually choose pencils, because I know that they're on the show as well. So
awesome.
I have actually used a little bit of shading under here, because I want to give them a bit of depth. And actually all the techniques that Leanne showed you is not very different to what I do. The only difference is that I drew this, and she is absolutely right. You can trace an image onto here if you're not somebody who is confident with drawing.
Sorry, Bonita. Someone else has asked a question as well. Just before we move on to the detail, because I know you're going to do that with the pencils. The original technique that you showed us, could you do that with the pencils rather than the pens if you wanted to?
Yes, you can.
You can. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, to get the shadow underneath, just to make them a little bit more 3D, all I've done is just put some extra pen. I've let it dry, and then I've added some pen on top. Because your pencils will dry lighter, as with any type of drawing, or even if you're doing the stamping and things like that, you always have to layer, and layer will give you a depth that you really, really need to create, like if you're doing roses and things like that. So once your first sort of layers have dried, don't be afraid to go in and add another layer on top, and that will create this 3D. So really think about where the lights will hit and where they won't hit.
Awesome.
But I want to show you, I know it's probably something Leanne actually does quite often, I think I've seen her do it, is with a wet brush, you can actually just work off the tip of your pencil, which I really like to do. And then you can just simply come and brush that colour on.
Oh, I love that.
Add the detail onto your image, depending on where you want it.
How fabulous.
It's just so versatile. They work so well. And of course, you can work directly straight onto your paper. The only thing you need to make sure is that your paper is dry, otherwise it will eat the paper up a little bit. But I like to just take it off the end because I have a little bit more control then over where I definitely want things to be. So
awesome. Okay, Bonita, then we're going to set you off with adding the detail. Shout at us when you need to come back. I just want to give everyone a recap of it. Lots of stuff you've seen on the show so far. Starting off with those Aqua pencils, actually, that Bonita has just shown us. So you've got in here, it's a 3-piece collection. You've got 72 pencils in total there that you can see. So it really is great value here. You've got the naturals in this collection. You've also got the florals, and you're going to get the essentials as well. Now, the great thing is about this collection is that you're not paying for the florals. You're getting the florals totally free of charge, which is amazing. And of course, it's coming to you as part of our £250,000 anniversary giveaway event. Remember as well, there's a wonderful bundle of products that someone's going to win in this show. I'll share with you again what those products are that you could be winning. It's a very complicated entry system. Oh yeah, it's going to take you hours. I'm only kidding. You just got to leave a comment. That's all you've got to do. You haven't got to share anything. You've got to do absolutely nothing. You've got to sign up for anything. Leave us a comment in our live feed on the Crafters TV, Facebook Live, or in our YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, then leave a comment there. Absolutely anything. We'll pick a comment at random at the end of the show, worth almost £200 and worth over $280. You get all of those beautiful things there included, which is brilliant. I want to just take a quick moment. We're about almost halfway through the show, so let's take this time to just quickly recap some of the stuff you've seen so far and some of the stuff that's also very busy across on the website. These are your Aqua markers that you've seen. 24-piece collection here for you, $38.97 or $53.85. A really great price point if you're wanting to, try colouring. I think it's really accessible at that level. We've also got those gorgeous stamps available for you as well, and this is the Floral and Butterfly stamp collection that you've got just here with 34 elements, $19.96 or $20.89 if you want to go for those ones. We also had the words for you, 8 of those coming your way for $29.94 or $41.94. They are very big, those as well. Now, something else that's going to be really busy, they're always so busy whenever we bring them to you, especially when it's this deal. It's our giveaway. So we are charging you for 1 here and we're giving you 2. What I would say as well, these are the clear ones. We don't have the clear ones all that often available, and they are usually more expensive than the black ones. So $5.99 or $8.49 if you want to get those, a great deal. We also have those brilliant brushes as well, and Bonita was saying that these synthetic brushes are the best ones really when it comes to watercolouring. $8.95 or $13.45 if you want to grab a hold of those ones. Right, loads of you still chatting away in the comments, lots of questions coming. Pamela's asking, Leanne, are the pencils the same colours as the markers?
No, they're different colours because the pencil is a water-based pigment. Not a water-based pigment. The pencil is a pigment with a water-soluble binder, and the markers are a water-based dye. Dye is man-made, pigment is a naturally occurring mineral, and so it wouldn't be possible to match the colours perfectly, so we didn't try. We've just given you different colours in the markers and different colours in the pencils, and actually when you then come to use them together, that's great because you get a different variety of colours. But when you come to lay one of the purples from the pencils over one of the purples from the pens, there won't be that much variation, that it won't work. But what we haven't done is match the wildflower marker to a wildflower pencil for you, because we wouldn't get it exactly the same with a man-made dye and a naturally occurring pigment.
Awesome, thanks for that. Lorna Jane saying it's be a great technique for mermaids or fairies, talking about that technique that Bonita shared with us. Colette says she's loving the show. Wendy says never seen techniques like this before. Interesting to see how it's all working. And DG saying I'm loving the tips from both Leanne and Bonita, so thank you both. Any questions, any comments, any ideas, it's an open forum. Get them into us. I'd love to see some pictures of what you've been colouring as well. If you've been colouring everything, whether it's our aqua markers, our pencils, our tri-blends, illustrators. Did you get the new tri-blend brush pens? Have you been colouring fantastic projects with those? Send all the pictures, send them in to me, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and hopefully we'll share some of those with you in the second hour. Now, I believe you're going to be focusing on pencils, is that right, Leanne? Or are we going back to the whale?
No, I'm just having a nice time with my whale.
Okie doke.
I am going to do the pencils for you, but I just thought I'm happier with this one.
I like that.
I mean, it's not perfect, but this is what I really wanted to do this for everybody at home, because look, I really didn't like my first one. And I know all of you at home, sometimes when you get your art products home, if you try the first time, you think, that's it, I can't do it, you put them away. They stay in a drawer and you're not brave enough to get them out again. Look, my first one was horrific.
You should have seen the finished. You didn't see the finished version.
No, everybody else did. It was awful. But look, I haven't been defeated. I've never drawn a whale in my life. I'm just smoothing the edges out because I'm not good with wonky edges. I don't know whether I'm allowed.
Have you been to Antarctica?
Sorry?
Have you been to Alaska?
Alaska,
no, I haven't. You can go and watch them, can't you?
You can tell, can't you? I was very disappointed with my first whale. I've never drawn a whale before in my life. I can't draw. You've heard me say that many times on our shows. But I wasn't going to be defeated because I wanted to have another go. And actually, you know,
I like it.
I don't mind that as much now. I think I've got better colours and my round brush has made a difference.
Should we see what Bonita thinks?
Yeah, let's ask Bonita what she thinks.
Let's see what Bonita thinks. What do you think, Bonita?
I'm actually a little bit jealous.
You're just saying that to be kind, but I'll take that, Bonita.
I'm not.
Thank you.
Do you know why? Because blue is my favourite colour, and you've just got this massive pot of blue, and I actually said, wow, that's beautiful, and no word of a lie, it's stunning. I love the colours.
Oh.
So you've done that just shows you've done a really grand job. It really does look nice. So well done on trying again. And that's exactly the point, is that, you know, I've done stuff that I've just gone, oh my God, okay, let's put that one in the bottom drawer. You know, because we all have bad days, good days. We're all used to trying something new. So it's lovely to see you have a go at that. That's
and there's flicking now as well.
I'm on a roll over here. You all need to be getting your aqua markers and you need to be doing this. This is so much fun. I am absolutely tonight going home to get that YouTube and watching that flamingo. I'm going to be making flamingos all weekend. I can't wait. I'm really excited.
You're going to come in next week and be stood on one leg, aren't you?
I absolutely going to be stood on one leg with a massive beak. I'm putting that to one side because I'm going to keep going with it.
I know you're going to move on to pencils now. Is that correct?
I am. I've got a few.
We are literally having to drag you away from that aqua marker technique, though, aren't we?
You really are. I know. I need to start doing my job, don't I? I'm just drying this off because I've got a few whale flicks on my ready stamped image for my aqua blend pencil demonstration. The great thing about these, I think, everybody, is if you're a little bit worried about the real watery technique of a marker, and if the marker intimidates you a little bit, start with your pencils because they really can just give you very beautiful results very quickly. I'm just going to grab a green one from in here because I want to do green leaves with my pencil. So I'm just going to pick a nice pink colour or a mauve or a purple. Let's go with a nice mauvey purple colour. There's so many beautiful ones to choose from in this collection, Jo. Which one? I'm going to go this one. And then with your pencil, again, watercolour card and stamped with Finesse waterproof dye ink is what I've done here. And then all you do is follow the shading line on your stamp. It's there for a reason. So if you follow the shading line on your stamp, all you do is colour your pencil on, and that puts down this beautiful water-based, water-soluble, I beg your pardon, water-soluble pigment, and it's pure pigment. There are no fillers, no binders, no bits of chalk, no sweepings off the floor that the cheaper brands would do to fill that pencil out because the pigment's expensive. All you've got in our pencil is pure pigment, and then you just drag that colour out and you get the most beautiful watercolour looks. And I just put the pink colour wherever I can see the shading on my stamp. The artist has worked that out for me, and so I just follow what the artist has done, pop my pink in those colours. And actually the good thing in those spaces, I beg your pardon, the good thing about pencils is it won't dry onto your cardstock and then not move, because you're just putting it onto the layer of your cardstock, so you can fill the whole thing in with all of the colours you want to use. And here I can use my green for my leaves. And then once you've done that, you can just go and move all that colour around. Now what I wanted to do is show you as well, you see here how I didn't quite get a full stamped impression. Don't throw that away if you don't get your full stamped impression properly, because with your watercolour, you can give with your watercolour pencils, you can give that shape back to the little bit that you missed, put some shading in there, and it still looks like part of the watercoloured image, and you can't see that you accidentally didn't get a full clean stamped impression. And then once you've got your colour down, with a damp paintbrush, not too wet, you can just go around and spread that pigment out. Now what I do regularly is clean my brush, and that's what allows me to get the lovely soft transition from dark to light. Because if you never clean your brush, what will happen is your brush will get loaded with the pigment colour, and then everything will be the same solid colour. So just keep cleaning your brush off and then moving that colour out a little bit further into your preserved highlights, and you can get a really lovely soft painted looking image very, very quickly, but still looks incredibly beautiful with your pencils and can make you look and feel like an artist while you practice your artist techniques that Bonita is showing you.
Awesome. This stamp you're using here, is this one of the stamps we have on the show? Do you know, Leanne?
I don't think so. I think this is just one from my stash, Joe. This is a really old one. It's a magnolia that I think might be on our website, but there are some incredible stamps on the show which are absolutely perfect for all of your watercolouring techniques. And so have a look at those. But, you know, while you're on our website, have a look at all of the other stamps we've got as well.
Awesome, that is looking absolutely beautiful, Leanne. It really is. Just quickly as well, you know, some people may tune in and think, oh, you know, I'm used to going out on the high street and buying, you know, pencils that you can get, you know, a massive tin of them for, you know, 10, 15 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
What is the difference between those kind of pencils and, you know, a real premium pencil like we have?
So those pencils won't have premium high quality water dissolvable pigment in them like ours have. They'll have some pigment, they'll have a lower quality pigment because it's cheap, and they potentially will have the fillers in that I talk about. So that's things like your chalk and your talcum powder, anything that will pad that pencil lead out and mean you don't need to use as much of that expensive pigment. And sometimes the water soluble binders aren't as effective as ours, where you'll get streaks of colour. And so if I just do a little bit of wet here, if I show you this, so I wet my card and then I put a line of pencil in and then I try to move it, I've still got that line. Can you see that there?
Yeah.
So the cheaper versions of watercolour pencils don't always emulsify the colour straight away. If I do this here in some dry colour and then just show you with my pencil, with my water, I can work that right out. And so that's the difference between a good quality watercolour pencil and a cheaper one.
And I guess that's what's going to give you that dimension, that depth,
Yes.
that blend, that you know, seamless quality that these have.
Absolutely. And it just delivers the intensity of colour as well, actually, Joe, because a lot of those, you know, more reasonable pencils, if that's what we want to call them, you'll get a very washed out, faded look, or you would need you'd need to be colouring the whole leaf in practically to get it to look green. You can see what I'm doing is using a tiny bit of colour on one side, and then with my water, I'm on my brush, just a little bit, I'm just dragging that out and colouring a whole portion of the stamp. And that tiny bit that I used actually goes an awful long way.
One more question as well. Patty Baumgardner says, what's the difference between the Aqua blends and the colour tint pencils?
Okay, so colour tint is a watercolour pencil with the addition of some graphite in there, a water-soluble graphite. And what that gives you is that lovely vintage muted sepia tone to your artwork. So you can use them in their own. When you actually colour those colours down, they'll just all look grey. And then when you add water to them, the colour really comes out. But instead of the pure vibrant colour that you can see in your Aqua blend here, you have that real sepia vintage kind of graphite aged tone to them. And those are my favourite pencils. They're exquisite.
Absolutely. So I hope that answers your question. Right, should we drop in on Bonita and see how she's getting on? Because I know she is beavering away there in Tunbridge Wells. Hey, getting on, Bonita?
Hi, I am done.
Oh, I'm
There he
excited.
is.
Wow.
Oh my word, that's so much nicer than mine.
That is gorgeous.
No.
I'm putting an eye in.
Yours is stunning. Don't put your little whale down, bless him. I have just cleaned up the lines with the pencils. I've used I used the crocus around the purple areas, and I used the grapefruit around the pink areas just to neaten up the edges. I am a bit like Leanne. Depending on the style that I'm doing, I like to have nice neat edges as well. But I also did, it's easy to show you on here, but I'm not sure if we're going to be doing the sunset, but this is a way of getting stars in really easily. And that's similar to what Leanne did with flicking water off her fingers. But instead, you leave it to dry completely and then just tap clean water off of a brush, and you actually get these really clean edges that make them look like stars. So if your colour is dry, it actually refrains from spreading. So you get these nice clean little sort of star effects, which is really, really good. So I don't know if we have time for that, but it's...
Yeah, I think everyone in the studio is in agreement. If we don't have time, we can make time, Bonita, for that next demonstration. Absolutely. I'll tell you what then, that looked absolutely beautiful. Should we give you a moment just to get reset? And what we'll do is we'll drop back into you in just a few minutes, and then you can get started with those techniques. That would be absolutely wonderful. Now, remember, even when we're bringing you everything as part of our £250,000 giveaway, you can still use your Club Inspired discount on absolutely everything. And remember, it's double points. Here's all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money-saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
We have to go and have a look at Leanne's whale, because she just said to me as we came, we're coming back then. I was like, we're coming back now. Can you just take a moment to look at my whale? I love it.
I'm going to put it on my wall. I mean, it's not of Bonita quality, but honestly, I've never drawn anything in my life from scratch. And this is the first thing in my 50 years of existence that I've drawn with my own hand and painted. I can't tell you how fulfilled I feel. And I'm genuinely excited about this. It's going to go in a frame. And that's just my second go. There's going to be 10 more of these. Wallpaper in the office wall. So I think have a go. Get the barkers, have a go. You'll be able to do this. And I'm going to go. I'm definitely trying the
Can you
flamingo.
give me the first one? I'll keep hold of the first one.
Yes.
That you did.
No. No. No, it was bad. Okay,
Right, okay, what I'd like to do then, if it's okay, is just take an opportunity just to remind you everything you've seen, because obviously you're talking all about your watercolouring, but there's lots of different options when it comes to you getting them. So first up, what we've got is your Spectrum Light Aqua markers show collection that you've got here. And what this is offering you is 4 different colour collections. You're going to get, firstly, the landscape. You're going to get the meadow, the forest, the sea green, the lake blue, the sandstone and the bark. You're then going to get the brights, which is the flame red, sunshine, alpine green, azure blue, Prussian blue, hot pink. You're going to get the earths, which is going to give you sage, bramble, tawny clay, peat and flint. And then finally, you're going to get the botanicals, going to give you daffodil, fern, verdant green, rose red, fuchsia, and the tulip. And these are all of those gorgeous colours you're going to be receiving. Remember as well, you can also mix your own colours if you want to. You can play around with these and come up with gorgeous backgrounds and colour washes, as you've seen so far in this show. So these are all the ones that you are getting just here. You're going to get the landscape, the bright, you're going to get the earth, and you're going to get the botanicals there as well. Gorgeous. $38.97 or $53.85. You're paying for 3. We send you 4. It is amazing. I don't know what's happened on the other side of the studio, but what's happened?
Sorry, I'm excited. I've spritzed me tail. Look what's happened.
There is no stopping you, is there?
I've spritzed me tail. And doesn't that, I love it. Oh my word, I'm so excited. I'm going to be making these all over. I'm sorry. I'm just having a nice time, sorry.
Having a lovely time. It's Friday, it's the weekend when the real Leanne comes alive. Right, what we've also got for you on the show as well are the Aqua Blend pencils. These are very, very busy also in this show. Again, within here, we're going to give you 1 set for free. So this is the naturals that you're getting. There's all 3 of the collections together. You're going to get the naturals, which is this one here. We're going to give you the floors. You're not going to pay for these ones either, which is brilliant. And then you're also going to get the essentials too as part of our giveaway. $59.98 or $79.90. There they are all together, and they come in those beautiful tins as well. So it means that you can store them all beautifully, which is amazing. Right, I want to move on and show you the Aqua tints. Now we're going to have a little look at these very, very soon. Let me show you the swatches of what you're getting. So within this collection just here, with this one, you're going to get the Falling Leaves, which is this one here. You're also going to get the Afternoon Tea, and you're going to get the metallics. Now this is the most popular of the collections. You pay for 2 and we give you 3, which is amazing as part of our giveaway. There is also one other collection for you. Let me just bring these ones in. This is the other collection that you can go for, and within here you're going to get the Winter Warmers, the Vintage Chic, and you're going to get the Shades of Spring as well. Now we do also have available for you the clear overlay, which I clearly seem to have mislaid. Oh, I got it. It's in my trolley apparently. I've got it. Don't you worry. Here it is. What you've got here is the clear overlay. And the clear overlay is great. I think it's super versatile because what it does is it's got a sparkle in it. It's basically like the bit that makes our sparkle pens and our sparkle inks sparkly. And what you can do is you can actually lay that over pretty much anything. It's really, really fabulous. It gives you a really great technique. I would open it up and show you, but it just looks like a clear liquid in the jar. It's really not much to see. $12.99 or $19.95, but it is amazing. It gives you loads and loads of bling, which we love. Loads of people chatting away. Loads of you really loving this show and sharing the love over on Facebook and YouTube. Stacey says, these demos are giving me some great ideas for expanding my repertoire. Loving seeing Leanne so excited as well. Hadassah says, Leanne and Bonita are certainly building my confidence. Lisa saying as well, this is beautiful. Thank you for all of the detailed demos. And Michelle saying, I love watching you two. You make me laugh so much. You don't know how much this means and is needed for me. Thank you so much. Love you all. We love you too, Michelle. And Diana says, love this, Leanne. Thank you for showing us to keep trying. Resilience when it comes to colouring is clearly the answer, isn't it? I want to just give you a heads up on some of the great stamps that we've got on the show for you as well. Here they are. This is the Crafter's Companion Floral and Butterfly stamp collection. 34 elements in there. Good mix of rubber and acrylic stamps for $19.96 or $20.89. We've got the brushes back in stock. They are absolutely flying out. You guys love these. Now it's a great collection what you've got. You're going to get the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 of an inch. They're the 2 flat ones. And then what you've got are the sizes 6, 8 and 3. $8.95 or $13.45 if you want to go for those. We've then got the storage trays for you. Now these are brilliant because you can get all of your different pens in here, and they're the clear ones. We don't often bring you the clear ones, and then usually they're a bit more expensive. You're buying one and we're going to send you 2 sets, which is awesome. We've also got the great stamping platform available for you on the show. It's that one with the magnetic base. It's been out of stock for a really, really long time. It's great that we've got that back in stock. £22 or $26.50 if you want to get your hands on that one just there. Right, Leanne, I know Bonita is going to do another technique for us using some of our Aqua tints, but I just wanted to get the 212, as the kids say, from you about what Aqua tints are and how we're going to use them.
Aqua tints are absolutely fabulous. These are one of my favourite watercolour mediums because that's what I use to do all of these fabulous washy backgrounds that I've shown you. I really love them. So essentially what you've got in these Aqua tint pots is an awful lot more of what you've got in a pen, but the delivery system's different, so it gives you access to different techniques. So we've taken the water-based dye that comes in one of your Aqua marker pens and given you a whole pot full of it. So it's the same water-based dye. With this, you've got it in a delivery system with the brush and the fine nib to give you access to all of those techniques that Bonita and I have been showing you with regard to being able to do detailed painting, accurate painting, and also portability on the go. These aren't going to be as messy. But if you want to do some of your real messy, gorgeous techniques where you need just lots of colour to put it on there, then these little pots of colour are absolutely fantastic. They really are. And you've got everything you get in an Aqua marker, but in these fabulous pots. And then included in the pack as well, we give you a little pipette to be able to apply your colour directly to your projects, one for each colour. They are fantastic, and I can't wait for Bonita to show you what she's going to show you next because you're going to be blown away.
Absolutely. Very, very busy for those. Two options. I'll just remind you again what the options are. Option 1, metallics, afternoon tea and falling leaves, there on your screen, $25.98 or $39.90. There is a second option as well for you. I'm hearing that half of you that are going for these are actually going for both. And this one is your Shades of Spring, your Vintage Chic and your Winter Warmers. They all work exactly the same. Right, we're going to cross back over to Bonita. Bonita, how are you getting on? You're going to take us through
right.
You're going to share with us that glorious sunset. There was like a deep, sharp intake of breath when we saw it in the studio. It was so, so stunning.
I am, yes. I just wanted to show very quickly, if I'm allowed to, just 3 different types of work that I've done with the Aqua tints to show how versatile they really are. And it doesn't matter your skill level. You can really do some really nice basic stuff, or you can do... This is actually used with the technique that Leanne loves, and that's the spritzing with the water and just letting it sort of do...
We just saw Leanne's face there. I don't know if you saw it, Bonita. She's blown away.
I did, yes. Now, one thing actually that you can get the kids to do is get the old straw blowing.
Oh.
How fun is that?
It's amazing. I can't speak. Gabba's never been as flabbergasted, honestly. the lady is amazing, but we've seen the whale. If I tried that, I might end up with Gollum. But that is truly amazing. I mean, it's just incredible, isn't it? I'm absolutely blown away. Really, I am. It's
Thank you, Dan.
so impressive.
She did take a long time to do, and you know, as I say, this is why they are really for the beginners, intermediates, and advanced. There is no one that they don't cater for. I mean, this is just something that's so simple. I've just drawn a very basic box outline.
I love that.
And I've, with those pipettes, just literally splot the colour straight onto the paper and let it do whatever it wants to do. I've not controlled anything. I've just let it do whatever. And it's as simple as just having fun, experimenting with it. And yeah, you'll just get to learn and develop these skills over time. I am going to show you the sunset. And the colours I'm going to use are the Amethyst from the Glitz and Glam, the Cosmos from the Perfect Pastels, and Moonlight from Shades of Spring. And what I've actually done myself is I've put them in these little pots because I'm really accident prone. And I've had a few accidents in my time.
Are those just from, can you just get those readily like on the internet or somewhere, those, Bonita?
Yeah, you just look up... like fine tip bottles,
okay,
and you can just pour them in if that's what you want to do, or you keep them in the pots. And I've just put them in a little tray here because the first thing you want to do is when you want to have a go at the sunset, the easiest way I find to do it is actually start with the wet. So we're going to be doing the wet and wet technique. I do advise having 2 cups of water. One is called your dirty cup and the other one is called your clean cup. And the reason being is because they are so pigmented, as you start putting your brush into the same water all the time, it will start to come out dirty. So you go into your dirty cup and then into your clean. And it just helps keep your brushes a bit more clean then. So all I'm going to do is literally wet over the area that I'm going to be working on, and I've masked off just because I like the clean edges. And I haven't oversaturated it, otherwise it's really going to buckle your paper.
I notice you've taped the paper down to your work surface as well.
Yeah, I find it easier just to make sure that one, you can see what I'm doing and I haven't sort of accidentally gone out of frame. And
Okay.
2, it's the paper still. So I do tend to do that because it just makes sure that I don't accidentally nudge it or anything while I'm working on it. I would advise that you work from your lightest colour and then up to your dark. So just in case your brush does have a little bit of the previous colour on, it's not going to make such a big difference. But I'm not really putting a lot on my brush at all. And I'm just going to sweep it on the bottom third. And the vibrancy of that colour is just, this is what I love about these. They're just stunning.
I love
so
the
we're
way
then going to go in with the...
I love the way it disperses on the page, Bonita.
Yeah, all spreads out. And that's because we're working on wet paper. So if we did it on dry, we'd have a lot less of that softness that you get with it. So this is perfect if you work on the wet, and it just helps the blend become a bit more natural. And I would advise that if, depending on how much punch you want the colour to have, let the first layer dry.
Oh,
and
I love
then
the dark one.
Honestly, you need so little of this stuff. Somebody asked about whether they're refillable. If I'm completely honest with you, I still have my Aqua markers from 5 years ago, and
Wow.
they still work because you need such a little amount and they go such a long way. But that's what you do, is you gently just brush it down. All I've got is a bit of kitchen roll here, which I'm just dabbing the excess water off each time. And if I need to clean my brush in between, I will. And I'm just dragging it down to just let it flow into the areas. I'm not really controlling where it goes.
Awesome.
And that's all we're going to do on that. But if you want to add clouds, which is a really simple thing to do, just get a bit of kitchen roll. I advise kitchen roll, not tissue, because tissue has quite a lot of flick in it. Make sure it's dry and just fold it up a little bit. And then you can go over and just add, or remove in this case, a little bit of that colour, and you'll naturally start creating little cloud effects.
Oh, yeah.
And if you found that it's dried too much and it's not working, you can just wet your kitchen roll and it will suck up the colour out of it for you. So that's really just, it's so simple. It's just a case of having a play and letting it do really what it wants to do.
Awesome. A couple of questions coming in, Bonita. Someone's asking, what have you used for the masking off? Is it like just a regular masking tape?
It is just washi tape, but I know actually Crafter's Companion, I do have it here hanging on my desk ready. They do a low tack tape, which I
Awesome.
actually use quite often. And I use this quite regularly actually for masking off. But it works really well on these techniques. But make sure if you do any peel off, no matter what tape you use, you always peel at a 45-degree angle, because then it doesn't tear your paper.
Oh, that's a really great top tip. Thank you for that. Loads of people chatting away in the comments. Lots of love for everything. Sherry saying this is going to be a show she's going to watch back multiple times, which is always a compliment. Tall Chicky 8 says these tips are so amazing, inspiring and glorious. Loads of love for absolutely everything. Okay then, Bonita, do you need a second just to let that dry, or do you want to dive right in and carry on?
I'm going to put the hairdryer over if that's okay with
Awesome.
you.
Well, I'm going to.
So
I'll check in with Leanne then in that case, see what she's up to, and we'll pop back to you in a second. Leanne, I can see there was a hive of activity again on that side of the studio. How are you getting on over there?
Well, I'm having a go. Now, I've got bubbles in mine, and I'll tell you why I've got bubbles in mine, because I decided rather than using a water pot, I was going to use my sparkle ink as my water.
Ooh.
So this technique that Bonita's just been showing us, I absolutely have no idea how this is going to turn out. I was just having a little practice and a play as you were all having a look there. It's going to have that shimmer in it from the sparkle pot. I don't know whether that's allowed, Bonita. We'll have to check with her
We
and
will.
see whether I've gone a little bit too rogue,
Do you know what's
whether it's
interesting
okay.
about watching Bonita work with these and watching crafters work with them? Bonita seems to work with a lot more water than I'm used to seeing. I think I'm used to seeing a lot more on dry, and Bonita seems to really saturate the cardstock a lot to get a lot of these results. So I guess you can, if you are a bit heavy-handed, this is quite good, isn't it?
I think it is, and you know what it's done for me is it's helped me understand, because actually, Jo, you're right, I would avoid water at all costs. I'd be thinking it was just going to make an awful mess, and I'd be worried about it. So for me, it's just given me to be brave, I think, Jo. I think that's the word I'm looking for, to try and be brave with it. And I'm actually quite liking how this is starting to look.
That.
I mean, I don't know whether it's correct or whether I was allowed to go with the sparkle pot instead. I put a layer of clear sparkle ink on the bottom rather than water. That's what I'm saying. And then I used I wasn't explaining that very well. And then I just went with my Aqua tints over the top. And I'm getting that lovely sparkle coming through the aqua tint from the base layer of the sparkle ink below, and I'm quite enjoying that actually, Jo. I don't know whether I've just gone too completely rogue and mixed media there.
I don't think so.
But,
I'm loving it.
I'm giving it a go now. Actually, I'm going to try some clouds.
Oh yes.
What we were doing with we were rolling up kitchen towel.
Bit of rolled up kitchen towel, I believe
what's
it was.
happening down here? I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to mess it. I'm going to leave it alone.
They're very low hanging clouds. Is
Yes,
what you're
they
gonna
are.
have.
Well, yeah, it's the night sky. It's the Dementors from Harry Potter descending down to the ground. Do I just dab it? Is that what we did?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my word! It looks like a cloud in the sky.
It does, doesn't it?
Knock me over with a feather. Do you know, Jo? I'm loving this. Honestly, my weekend is good. I like.
Love it.
It looks like the moon coming through a stormy thing. I'm very happy with that, Jo. Honestly, I am. Bonita has taught me so much. I've had such a lovely time. The things I've learned, and what I mean, I've never been able to achieve anything that looks like that before. Literally, I've only ever achieved Dementors going across the sky like a Harry Potter movie. And I'm really, really happy with that.
I love it. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous.
What imagery do I need to put on there? Let's ask Bonita.
Let's get Bonita's opinion. She's
I
there.
want some critique.
You can speak to Bonita. Why don't we put you and Bonita on the screen? You can have a little conflab together and share ideas.
Give me some critique.
There you are.
I put a layer of the clear sparkle underneath Bonita before I put my colours on top. Is that allowed?
You've got to have some sparkle somewhere.
You have got to have some sparkle. Now, do I need to do anything else to my clouds? Do I need to just walk away from it, or do I need to do some more cloud action over here?
That depends on how you want it to look. And the one thing I was listening to you saying was you weren't sure whether you should be doing this or should be doing that. And that is the joy of being an artist, is no one can tell you what you can and can't do. Once you have a rhythm with it and you get used to using it, you'll find all these little things that you do that someone else doesn't. But if it works for you, then there's nothing wrong with it. There's no hard and fast rules when it comes to things like this. In fact, the only rule is that you have to have fun. That is the only rule. And they do allow you to have fun. So from what I saw of yours, it was actually coming out really, really nice. And I like the angle that you've got the different colours coming through. I mean, look at that really soft, lovely cloud you've got happening there. All I've done here is where I dried it, I've then gone over with a second layer because my pink had lost slightly. So I've added a bit more of the pot.
Leanne's like, jealous.
All I've done is wet my brush a little bit, put literally a tiny bit of the purple. You can probably see that I'm barely touching it. And then you can literally just go in and darken underneath some of those clouds. And it gives you sort of that stormy effect. And like here, this reminds me of when you get that sun just peeking in behind the storm clouds. And if you wanted to, get yourself a clean brush, a clean wet brush. I'm hoping this will show up easy on camera. And from that cloud, let's try this one, clean water and just pull out. You might have to do it a few times, but you'll see eventually, as it starts to dry, can you see what's happening here?
Yeah, I can see that there.
you get those sun rays that come through the clouds.
I love it.
And then there's just one more thing I want to show you, if that is okay. And a very basic silhouette at the front. So all I'm going to do is make sure that's dry and just draw some triangles. That's the best way to describe it. Just some triangles like so, and just fill that in. Just fill that in over the top. My paper's still a little bit wet, so it's got some feathering going on. So ideally, if you want to do this, I mean, it doesn't matter if you like the effect, it's absolutely fine. Like I say, there are no hard and fast rules about this. And then just sweep over your colour. In fact, they look like trees. And you could just literally just pull up from that, just with the very tip of your brush, and then create little trees on the top of your mountain. And then you create a whole scene within minutes. I mean, how long's that taken? Hardly any time at all. And the more you do it, the more practice you get.
It's amazing, isn't it, Leanne?
I'm gone quiet because I'm concentrating. I feel like Bob Ross. Bob Ross.
Who's that?
Everybody in the studio is who's Bob Ross. I mean, seriously, guys, come on, have a word with yourself. Bob Ross. Bonita knows who Bob Ross is.
Bonita,
who's Bob Ross? Oh my goodness.
Who's Bob Ross, Bonita? Enlighten us.
He is probably one of the most famous artists on TV back in the day, and he would literally, his shows were 20 minutes long, and he would have his 2-inch brush. He did everything with a 2-inch brush, and he was an oil paint artist. And within the 20 minutes, he has made this incredible scene. If you don't know who he is, go Google him, because he's just insanely incredible. And he has done thousands upon thousands of paintings just within minutes, really using basic. The eye is very clever at adding in information, and actually, when you're painting, you need to put very little information down, because your eye knows what a mountain looks like. So it fills that in and it goes, oh, okay, that's a mountain. And that's exactly what he does. And that's the joy of this watercolor as well. You don't have to be super detailed, because the eye is very clever at filling those in. So yeah, it really is just a case of having fun. I can't express how much fun these are to play with and just make a mess with. Like
getting some questions
on the table and
getting some questions in, Bonita. A couple of Andrea's asked, and also Tessie has asked, what is the brush that you're using? The specific size, I guess I think it is thereafter.
For the larger images, I always use a number 10.
A number 10.
And I then always have a 4 and a 6 in my kit. So 10, 4 and 6 are my most used size brushes. And then occasionally I'll have a nice thin one to do detail. But if you get a nice brush with a nice point, you can actually get detailing without actually having to change the brushes. So my most regular used is a 6, but 6, 10 and 4.
Awesome. Right, what I'm going to do, Bonita, is okay with you. I'm just going to give everyone a bit of an update, and then we'll come back to you in a few minutes. Is that okay? Awesome. Right, I want to recap some of the things that you've seen. Let's start with the Aqua tints. You guys are absolutely loving these. 2 different collections for you. This one is the one with the afternoon tea in it. And in this one, you are going to get Falling Leaves, which is this one just here. In there you've got Smoked Quartz, Olive Jade and Harvest Moon. You've got Afternoon Tea, that's got Teacup, Macaroon and Biscuit. And then in the metallics, you've got Onyx Black, Sterling Silver, and the Spun Gold as well. You are paying for 2, we're sending you 3, which is brilliant. And then we've got that second collection available for you as well, which is this one just here. And in here, you are going to get Winter Warmers, which is Starry Sky, Holly Leaf, and also Red Berry. You've got Vintage Chic, which has got Sage, Fig, and Peony, and Shades of Spring, which has got Soft Jade, Moonlight, and Pink Champagne. So they're the 2 different options with the colours. Now what you might want to do then is lay over a little bit of translucent sparkle. Now the jars of our sparkle overlay are amazing, because what this does is it basically adds a glittery layer over the top of whatever it is that you have been working on. So you can basically turn any of the mediums that we're working with into something that's very, very glittery, which is a great way of using it. Remember as well, keep getting your comments in. Everyone that's commenting, we're going to give away that amazing a sort of bumper collection of products, all your colouring mediums at the end of this show. So we'll do that in the next sort of 20 minutes or so. Now, I want to give you just a heads up of something though that is happening tomorrow. Take a look.
Come here, got something to show you. I hope you can join me on Saturday for Craft House, 4 p.m. here in the UK, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, of course 8 a.m. Pacific Time in the United States, where it's all about our foil press. We have got an incredible show lined up. So as I say, it's all about focus on the foil press. We've got a good deal when it comes to the foil press. However, we've got some additional bundles that you may just be tempted to try. Maybe you've never tried it before, maybe you love your foil press and you want to add some extra goodies. So whether it's foiling using your foil press stamps, whether it's foiling using your die cut dies, maybe it's actually foiling your die cut pieces, we have got 2 hours that is jam packed full of ideas and inspiration for you to follow and recreate.
Feel like I need like that cheering. You know, when I get up in the morning, when I get out of bed, I need that cheering noise just to like get me through the day. When I wake up in the morning, if I could just have a cheering fanfare, I feel like it set me up for the day very well. Director Daniel said he's going to arrange it. He means he'll definitely take care of it. I want to just let you know, last chance to get your comments in as well. We'll be drawing that prize draw in the next 15 minutes. So it's your last chance. What happened? Oh. It's a double pop. It's Friday. It's the weekend when the real us comes alive. Almost £200 worth of goodies there, over $280. You could win all of that wonderful stuff. Colour blends, colour tints, watercolour pads, metallic markers, metallic pens. We've got a really, really wonderful collection of colouring mediums there for you. I want to recap the pencils. As well. Make sure you get those comments in. I'll be drawing that, as I said, in the next, 15 minutes or so. Oh, we're I'm not sure why has that suddenly become funny though? I've been playing it out all week, but now it's tickling me. It really is Friday. We've got that Friday feeling going on today on Crafters TV. Right, I want to recap the pencils for you. Those amazing artist grade quality pencils, no fillers in here. It really is just quality all the way. You've got 3 collections. They all come in their beautiful tins as well. You've got the naturals. We're going to give you the florals free when you buy the naturals and the essentials, which is brilliant. $59.98 gets you all 3 of them, or $79.90 if you are in the US. Very busy on those. Now, also very busy for the pens, remember. I'm just going to quickly whiz you through the colour chart here with these. So you've got the landscape, you've got the brights, you've got the earth, and you've got the botanicals. You're getting the landscapes free of charge there, as you can see, all of those gorgeous colours. Right, how are you spending the last 15 minutes of this show, Leanne? What you got going on over there?
I'm still working on my wheel. I'm using my pens. I'm working on my wheel. I'm using my pencils to. So, do you want to see my sunset?
Yes, please. Oh, I love it.
Look, and it's got the sparkle because I put the clear under. I put the clear.
And that's coming through from underneath.
That's coming through from underneath with your aqua tints on top. And I know that wasn't strictly the rule, but I just loved it. And do you know what? That's the first time I've done something like that with no rubber stamped image and been happy with it. Honestly, I've learned so much. I mean, basically, that was what I could do, and then put some rubber stamps on. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, I still love that. I'm still going to be doing it, and I'm still going to be stamping all of my images on there, because it's got a bit of a calypso feel. But actually, for all it's not perfect, incredibly proud of what I've been able to achieve. I'm sad, because I've realised my whale hasn't got any arms.
Do whales have arms?
Well, Bonitas do. But never mind, he's armless.
Hey.
I'm still pleased with him. We'll work on arms the next time.
Absolutely.
And I'm using my pencils now to do what Bonita did, because now I'm a fangirl and I'm copying everything she does. So I'm going around to tidy my edges with my Aqua Blend pencils.
Awesome. Right, let's go check in with Bonita then, because I know that she's still got a little bit she wants to share with us. Do whales have arms? That is the debate here in the studio, Bonita.
I think she means the flippers.
The flippers. I think that's... That's what she means, of course she
Yes,
does.
of course I meant the flippers, yes.
We do. We knew exactly. You know, they've got to have something to give her a round of applause with for doing such a grand job.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, that looks
That
beautiful.
sunset really, really has come out lovely.
Oh, gorgeous.
Really, really nice. So well done you. I just wanted, if it's okay with you, maybe just to show you some more of the different types of artwork.
Yes, please. I'd love to see whatever you've got there to show us.
Okay, this one's to satisfy Leanne and me, because we haven't had any on my side today. Now, I don't know whether my camera will pick this up.
Oh my word,
Is
I
it a
need that.
unicorn cat?
Oh my word, I
It's a
need
unicorn
it.
llama.
It's a unicorn llama! Shut the front door.
Llamacorn. And these were done with the glitter pens, or you can use the glitter pots. It's absolutely fine either way. But I wanted to show you a couple of things that I have done with glitter before, and this was one of my favourites because it showed off the colour and the punch, but also that glitter. And it's a really fun way of making yourself a little colour wheel, actually. So
That's
quite a fun
gorgeous.
little thing to do. But I wanted to show how you could do something a little bit contained as well.
Love this.
A scene inside of a silhouette. I think they call it a double exposure. And very similar to the techniques that we've done today. All the techniques I've shown you today are exactly what I've used on here. So, you know, everything is absolutely doable.
Bonita, I think Leanne's so happy she's going to cry in the studio looking at all of these beautiful creations.
Oh,
Do you know what makes
Bless
me
you.
really proud? I mean, obviously I haven't even got what Bonita's got in her little finger in terms of talent when it comes to this stuff. It's just absolutely incredible. But what I'm standing here feeling really proud about is the fact that that's using our product with your talent, Bonita. And it goes to show that what we show you here, you know, and our limited capacity as craft demonstrators, using them to make our cards and what have you, what actually the potential of the product is when you get that home, if you just let yourself go a little bit wild.
Yeah.
I think you've really shown
Absolutely.
that to our viewers, really, I do.
Beautiful.
I think the thing is just taking the fear out of everything. If you just take the fear out of it, I mean, at the end of the day, what can go wrong? It just doesn't turn out the way you want it to, so we put it away and we try again. And they're so versatile and they're just so fun to use, and you can just really do
It's a unicorn whale.
fun.
Narwhal.
A
A
narwhal.
narwhal. Yeah, they
How
do this.
how do I not know about a narwhal? It's amazing. And look at that unicorn.
So you can really go. I mean, this is exactly the same technique as I've taught you guys today that we did on the whale. Exactly the same technique. So you can really go to town and have fun, or you can do, again, something really basic, simple, and just quite modern, I suppose, elegant, or you can do something with just one colour because you saturate it down as you use more water on top. Or you can really go to town, and I did this on a live feed as well. I can't get the whole thing in the camera, but it's like a series of lights that you get at a disco. But I wanted to show how much impact the colour you can get. They are incredible tools, and you can just have so much fun with them. And if you just want to do something simple like stamping or sketching,
those.
these are just sketches. You don't have to. In fact, naive sketching is probably one of my favourite types of sketching. And, you know, if you can't sketch, don't worry, just have fun. Just draw the most basic of flowers, because actually they're some of the most cutest. So they really do cover from beginners, intermediate, advanced. I just love them. This one's got like a mirror finish.
How have you achieved that, Bonita?
Really. This was just done with a metallic pen. Just a metallic
amazing.
pen I had in my kit, but this was done with the watercolor pencils, if anybody is considering those but hasn't got them yet.
Oh, love that.
So that's all done with the pencils. And again, the Aqua tint pots.
Wow, check that
One
out.
of my favourites.
How do you think, do you often find yourself using pens and pencils together? Do they work together? Or I think a lot of people think that they would fall into either they're a pen person or they're a pencil person, but you showed us that you're actually effectively using both mediums, aren't you?
Definitely. Yep, definitely. Even with the alcohol markers, I will use the alcohol markers as a base, and then I will draw over the top with pencils. And the same with the watercolours, like we did on the whale, wherever I put him, or even actually if I show you the flamingo.
That's
If
beautiful.
you just want to really get some nice, clear outlines or some little dotting details, anything like that, the pencils work incredibly well on top. And like Leanne said earlier, although they're not exactly the same colours, every colour complements each other in the range. They just, I mean, I know I can sit here and say it over and over and over again, but, you know, I wouldn't still be using these products 5 years later if I didn't absolutely love them. I rave about them to everybody, and I do so many live feeds on my channels with these because they're just so much fun. And you just want to have a relaxing afternoon at the table creating, you know, what more fun is there than getting messy with a bit of watercolour?
Yeah, it really is loads of fun. There's loads of comments as well. People asking, saying we're definitely going to have to get Bonita back again. I will see to it personally, I think. It's been absolutely amazing. Loads of love for you. A few people are asking where they can find you on social media or on YouTube, Bonita, as well. So would you mind just letting us know where people can find like your tutorials and stuff?
Sure. I have a whole playlist on my YouTube channel purposely for Spectrum Noir. Including how to do skin tones and things with all the different products that Spectrum do if you do stamping and things with characters. But if you just look up, it's Bonita Doodles. Just Google Bonita Doodles, and Bonita spelled with 2 N's, just to be awkward. And you'll pretty much find me everywhere. I sort of take up a few pages of Google, but you'll find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I do a few lives on TikTok with these products. The YouTube, again, all under the name Bonita Doodles. And you'll find me on Facebook as well. Pretty much everywhere I can get, really.
Awesome. Right, what are you going to be doing with your long weekend there? Because everyone in the US won't be aware, but it's our bank holiday weekend, the last one of the summer day. So is there lots of colouring going on, or have you got something else exciting planned for the weekend?
I have got a few videos actually to get done this weekend, but hubby's working all weekend, so I'm probably just going to enjoy a bit of chill time with the kids. My little one often comes in actually and sits and does loads of arty things.
Really?
So probably, you know what? Yeah, oh, she loves it. Absolutely loves it. She'll quite often just sit at the desk, grab the markers, and she'll just do. That's the joy of having them here, is she can just sit and then do her colouring and stuff. But she loves it. Yeah.
Well,
it's great fun getting the kids involved.
We've absolutely loved having you on the show, but it's been absolutely amazing. Huge thank you from me. I know Leanne will want to say thank you personally as well. It's been a pleasure, hasn't it, to have Bonita with us, Leanne?
A pleasure and a privilege, I think, Joe. It really has. I've been challenged and I've been encouraged to let go of my particular reservations and just have a go. And I hope it has happened for everybody else at home. I think Bonita's just shown what an amazing artist she is, and we absolutely have to get her back. I can't believe how inspirational it's been this last couple of hours. So thank you very much, Bonita. Really, I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
My pleasure, and thank you for having me.
It's been fun. It's been an absolute pleasure, Bonita. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here again soon on Crafts TV. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. How amazing was that, Leanne, to have Bonita with us. Really, really incredible. Loads of it's very, very busy on this show. Lots of you going for all of the different mediums that we've got. Let me remind you actually of the sort of the 3 different watercolour mediums that you've got available to you in this show. So this is your Aqua markers. It's a 24-piece pen collection, and in here you're going to get the landscape, and you also got the brights, the earth, and the botanical. We're going to give you the landscape free of charge when you buy them in this particular configuration. We've got the pencils available for you on the show as well. Now with the pencils, you're going to get 3 separate tins, 24 pencils in a tin. So you've got 72 pencils in total. You're going to buy the naturals and the essentials, and then we're going to give you the florals totally free of charge, which is fantastic. $59.98 or $79.90 if you want to go for those. You've also got the liquid inks on the show as well. Remember, now the liquid inks are fabulous for all those different techniques. You've got the metallics, the afternoon tea, and the falling leaves in this combo. Again, you're paying for 2, we're selling you 3, $25.98 or $39.90. And in the next one, you've also got this one here, which is your Shades of Spring, your Vintage Chic, and your Winter Warmers, $25.98 or $39.90 if you want to go for those ones. Now, if you want to go for the clear overlay or underlay, as Leanne has used it in this show, then absolutely you can. We've got that, 3 pots of that. I think that's probably the most versatile of all the ones that we bring you, because it means you can add sparkle to pretty much anything. $12.99 or $19.95 if you want to go for that one right there. Now, if you don't want to draw, you can always stamp. Now, this is a really nice stamp collection because it's a good mix of rubber stamps and also our acrylic stamps, which is great. $19.96 or $20.89 to get 34 elements within there, which is great. Now, the storage is really busy. It's our ultimate pen storage trays. We don't always bring you the clear ones. The clear ones are quite expensive to manufacture, so it's great that we've got these for you. $5.99, they'd normally be $5.99 each. However, you're going to get 2 here for $5.99 or $8.49 if you're in the US. We've also got the Royal Lang & Nickel Brush 5-piece collection for you. This is great. It's been out of stock for so long, so it's really nice that we've got these back. You've got the 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and then you've also got the 6, the 8, and the 3. They are the sizes that you've got just there. Right, should we give some stuff away, Leah? I love this, my favourite bit of the show. We're going to give, let's remind you what we are going to give away. So, oh, it's Friday. There you can see everything that we're going to be giving away. You've got watercolour pad in there. You've got some fantastic pencils. I can see paper stamps. There are some of our pots of inks in there as well. You've got absolutely everything. Almost £200. You've also got over $280 worth of products in there as well. However, we have a winner. That winner is from... Why is it so funny? How has it become funny in the last... Well, it's been going on since Monday, and now it's Friday. It's become funny. Right, our giveaway winner is... Should we do a drum roll? She is on YouTube. Her name is Nancy. Her name is Nancy Davis. We needed that. Boop, didn't we? Nancy, congratulations. You've won that wonderful bundle even of beautiful colouring items. All you need to do is you need to pop us an email. So pop us an email to studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Pop us an email to prizes@crafterscompanion.co.com. There, it's here. See this one here? Send it there. Look. I've got 4 minutes until the weekend. I'm discombobulated. Now I'm going on holiday in a moment, so that's what I'm blaming. That I was very good all week, but I'm sorry if the bosses are watching the very end of the last show. Yes, send us an email to prizes@crafterscompanion.com. Just a few minutes left, Leanne. What a great show it's been. I can see you've got a handful of bits and bobs that you'd like to share with us before we end the show.
I think just to show you what you can do if you are at home and you're a crafter and you're thinking, I want to keep it small, I want to colour my stamps, I want to have a look at what I can do with the things that I've already got at home. Here's some examples of what you're going to be able to create with your fantastic Aqua marker products. You can see we've just got beautiful watercolour florals there. This is a little bit like Bonita was saying to you, where she drew the lovely outline of the fox and the other animal that I can't remember. There was an animal, there was a fox, and there was something else, and she just splodged the colour on, the deer I think it was, and she splodged the colour on. This is just a white heat embossed image with colour splodged over the top. Gives you a very similar effect. That's the stamping technique that I showed you, where I coloured onto a rubber stamp and then just dragged the colour and spritzed it. You get that beautiful ethereal watercolour look to it. That's the just the wash background that I showed you at the beginning, if you want to start with that and then do some little stamping bits over the top. You can see there another one of those just splosh it on techniques that Bonita was showing you, with a little bit of black stamping over the top. This is a little bit of white heat embossing with some colour just plopped inside there. Some detail colouring if that's what you want to do as well. A little bit more detail colouring so you can actually just colour in with them. You can do your beautiful landscapes as I was showing you with the butterfly. The possibilities, there are lots and lots of possibilities. This is the same colours with the Aqua Blend pencils when I was showing you how to colour in that floral earlier. Done in exactly the same way. You can see a real variety of images, of looks and feel that you get with these, Jo. And actually, most of these techniques, in fact, all of these techniques covered today with Bonita and I, showing you how to get some really lovely looks And there's a lovely one of them washed backgrounds, look, and with that, like I did, with the surfboard and a little art liner mound of sand. I think even I could do that if I tried hard. And that, I think, shows you get it the right way up there, Leanne, the real vibrancy of colour. And the soft ethereal look you can get from these. And then the real artistic painterly effect as well, if that's what you want to do. They really are incredibly versatile, Jo. And let's not forget my whale.
That's
I mean,
incredible.
he's not amazing, but I really do. Which way am I going? This way. I'm really proud of him. I'm going to be putting that on my office wall. Honestly, I am. I just absolutely love it. And then I might paint another one and give it away next week.
Oh, yes. What a great idea.
I'm going to be practicing galaxy animals everywhere.
Sounds tremendous. Right, I hope you have loved this show. I certainly have. It's been absolutely brilliant. Remember, the £250,000 giveaway anniversary event rolls on over the weekend. Derek will be here with you, taking you all the way through the bank holiday, right up until the end of Tuesday. I will be back with you on Wednesday morning, so I'd love it if you could join me back here then. There is a foil press craft house coming your way tomorrow with Craig and Derek, so make sure you don't miss out on that. If you're in the USA, I hope you have a great day. If you're here in the UK or Europe, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you back here on Wednesday. Take care.